Well, covering this story for us from Jerusalem is our correspondent Iris Makler. She's with me now. Iris, we understand the Israeli army have been in Shifa for several hours now. What's the latest this afternoon?
What we're hearing is that what they are saying, actually, it's very hard to get verified or verifiable information, but what they're saying is that they went in western section, definitely going under, which is where they believe the Hamas command and control center is. There was some talk that there might be hostages there or perhaps very important Hamas leaders. Neither has been found so far, and I have heard other analysts suggesting that they actually would have been long gone to another part, perhaps constantly in motion beneath the Gaza Strip in that subterranean world right now that Hamas is operating within. What they have found, they say, are weapons stores. So I haven't seen pictures of them. I've only heard a report. And I think I have to say that the reason that this is such a contentious issue is obviously because of the suffering of patients and civilians in this ongoing war in a hospital. But the issue of whether attacking a hospital is a war crime or whether hiding within a hospital is a war crime is why the two narratives why it's so important to both sides to make their narrative understood. Because if there are no Hamas, if Hamas is operating from within a hospital, that's a war crime. If Israel attacks a hospital and there are no Hamas people there, that's a war crime. There's also some discussion about whether it's a war crime to attack a hospital in any event. But I think that's why this issue is so contentious, and that's why we hear so much from Hamas, its military wing, and other people defending its position and denying that they have any presence there.
Indeed, Iris, and we will speak later on this afternoon to a international legal expert to get their view on what's happening legally in Shifa at the moment. Meanwhile, take us to the situation in the south of Gaza today, because we're being told now that a truck has brought fuel into the enclave for the first time since the war began. Do we know how much fuel it is and how significant this arrival is?
I think, on day 40 of this conflict, Israel having said it wouldn't allow fuel in, it is significant. It's a small amount of fuel, relatively speaking, and it's something like 23,000 litres, and it's going directly to the UN so that they will be able to use their own vehicles to bring aid from the border and to take people to the border. But what the UN agency is saying, that's 10% of our daily needs. We need more than that. It doesn't, that's not enough for our hospitals, for water purification. It's only a small amount and for this specific purpose. What Israel says is it doesn't want this fuel to be used by Hamas. It doesn't want it taking it from the UN and using it for its own purposes, for its own air conditioning, its own air in the tunnels beneath Gaza. And I think that's why you're seeing such a small amount go in. But the very fact that it's gone in at all before there's any news on the hostages, which was always Israel's condition for letting fuel in, I think is a sign of the US influence, because they're involved in possible hostage negotiation discussions. And they, I think, are the reason that Israel has allowed this to go in and are saying, by the way, that this amount will be allowed in every 2 days.